terror in Virginia after white nationalist protests quickly turned violent. The governor has declared a state of emergency. The tensions, anger, and hatred remain high this evening in Virginia. And breaking news right now, we just learned 3 are now dead from those clashes in Charlottesville, Virginia. Nearly 30 are hurt. A Unite the Right rally of white nationalists and other right-wing groups had been scheduled to take place until protesters stepped in. ABC's Lana Zach has more.
Charlottesville, Virginia turned into chaos. White nationalists clashing with counter-protesters. The protesters upset over the city's decision to remove a statue of Confederate General Robert E. Lee from a downtown park. When suddenly a car barreling down the street rammed into counter-protesters, running them over. Others forced to jump out of the way. ABC's Eva Pilgrim was there.
You could see people laid out on the street, paramedics working on them, people wrapping up their legs.
Charlottesville Mayor Michael Singer saying in a statement, "I am heartbroken that a life has been lost here. I urge all people of goodwill, go home." Virginia's Governor Terry McAuliffe declaring a state of emergency. The crowd ordered to disperse.
You're to leave the area now, or you will be arrested.
President Trump condemning the violence, but urging both groups to set aside their differences.
This has been going on for a long, long time. It has no place in America. What is vital now is a swift restoration of law and order and the protection of innocent lives.
You will not replace us.
Today's rally after a Friday night march by white nationalists resulted in brawls with protesters countering the event.
The driver of the vehicle that slammed into the crowd was later taken into custody. That person's name hasn't been released. And we just learned 2 people were killed after a helicopter crash near Charlottesville. The FAA is investigating but has not released the names of those on board. Officials don't believe there's a connection between the crash and the violent rallies in Virginia. Now to the situation in North Korea. President Trump is reaching out to North Korea's neighbor as China issues its own warning to the United States amid escalating tensions. This while the president assures the governor of Guam he's behind them. ABC's Stephanie Ramos has more.
North Korea's biggest trading partner urging restraint from both sides. In a phone call, the president of China asking President Trump to refrain from further action that will aggravate tensions on the Korean peninsula. This as North Korea issues a statement saying if the Trump administration does not want the American empire to meet its tragic doom, they had better talk and act properly. The country, which calls the situation a, quote, tragic comedy, is considering missile strikes in the waters off Guam in the wake of UN economic sanctions.
So-called indicators and warnings where we'd be looking at North Korea to see if they were mobilizing, if ships were leaving ports, if people were coming out of the fields to take up arms.
North Korea's latest rhetoric in response to Trump's string of warnings, saying on Friday the U.S. military is locked and loaded.
If anything happens to Guam, there's going to be big, big trouble in North Korea.
On Friday, Trump called Guam's governor to assure him,
Mr. President, as the governor of Guam, representing the people of Guam, and as an American citizen, I have never felt more safe or so confident with you at the helm.
The president even promising a tourism boom.
Your tourism, you're going to go up in like 10-fold.
North Korea not backing down.
If he goes offshore and demonstrates that he can ring that island with those 4 missiles, he will have demonstrated the next step in a nuclear capability, and that is accuracy and would be a very, very disturbing indication.
Worldwide, American allies, including Japan, South Korea, and Australia, all vow support. But a rebuke from German Chancellor Angela Merkel saying that an escalation in language is not the answer. Stephanie Ramos, ABC News, Washington.
President Trump also took care of business for veterans today while at his New Jersey golf club. He signed an emergency spending bill to allow veterans to receive private medical care at government expense. The bill will add more than $2 million to the program. VA health programs and medical facilities will receive most of that funding. And next week, the Trump administration is expected to start an investigation into China's trade policies in the U.S. The probe will look into suspected Chinese violations of intellectual property rights, meaning there could be new tariffs on Chinese goods sold here in the U.S. Some believe the investigation is an attempt to get China to increase pressure on North Korea over its nuclear and missile programs. The president says he'll make a day trip to Washington to announce the probe. Police in North Las Vegas need your help finding a missing 20-year-old woman and her 2 children. Kimberly Bautista and her 8-month-old and 2-year-old daughters were last seen a week ago near Lone Mountain and Lawrence Street. Their family believes they may be in danger. Police say Bautista may be in a 2000 Honda with Nevada plate 79C957. If you see them, contact North Las Vegas Police. Well, check this out. A quick-thinking bystander rushed in to help after a sign caught fire outside a Valley Nail Salon. It happened this afternoon near Decatur and Flamingo. You can see the man using a fire extinguisher as several people watch close by. At the end of the video, one man says he believes the fire was knocked out with his help. We don't know what may have caused that sign to catch fire.
Well, certainly after all the activity we saw yesterday, the question I got repeatedly this afternoon is it going to rain again? And so far, everything has stayed to our east. And truly, I don't expect that to change. If you look out to the mountains, you definitely see a lot of cloud cover. But here is mainly where all the action has been. Some of this started in Searchlight in Clark County and spilled over into Mojave County. As we speak, there is a flash flood warning out there that doesn't have very much left on it. About 10 minutes, it expires at 5:15. So you can see really most of Clark County is looking very, very quiet at this time. It's 102 degrees at McCarran, Henderson at 101, and you can see some breezes out there, and that's sort of going to be the theme as we move not only through tonight, but for the next several days. So definitely a warm night ahead, mostly cloudy skies, but then a clearing as we head into the evening hours. But take a look, breezy winds pretty consistently. We're tracking a system that's going to bring winds for the next several days, and also a little bit of a cool down. So I'll tell you how cool and how windy in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Carla. 13 Action News is teaming up with Nevada Job Connect to let you know about jobs around the valley. Tonight, an opening for a sanitation technician. It pays $16 to $18 an hour and requires 1 year of experience. There's also an opening for a car cleaner, no experience required. It pays $10 an hour. And a dispatcher that also pays $10 an hour, no experience required. For more information on these positions, just go to ktnv.com/jobs. We have new information about school supplies that were stolen from a special education teacher. Well, now a Good Samaritan wants to help. Nancy Brown says she spent more than $300 on her classroom, but someone stole her car and at least $50 to $100 worth of school supplies. It was parked right outside her East Las Vegas home near Mount Hood in Washington.
You choose a place to live because you expect it to be safe. So when it's not, it's just kind of flustering.
Well, some good news. Overnight, a viewer called into our newsroom looking to help her replace those school supplies. Now, here's another look at her car. If you see it, please report it to police. It's a blue Chevy Malibu with the license plate 730ZDU. It's back to the classroom for students and teachers in Clark County. Families attended a final back-to-school fair in the Valley this afternoon. Throughout the summer, several fairs were held across the county. Parents and students used the one-stop shop to gather resources and information to get ready for Monday.
School starts on Monday. It started really early this year, so I think everybody's doing their last-minute shopping, getting their kids registered, so it's been a great turnout this year.
Right around the corner, each fair attracted up to 10,000 people. Also, for back-to-school preparation, an immunization clinic was held today at the Health District building. It was an opportunity for parents to make sure their children were properly healthy and safe for the first day of school.
I'm taking mine. She's supposed to get hers right now. Yeah, she's hating it, but she's going to get her shots.
We'll have complete team coverage on Monday for the first day of school on Good Morning Las Vegas. It all kicks off at 4:30 a.m. And this year, we want to see those back-to-school outfits you worked so hard to perfect. Be sure and share them with us on our Facebook page Monday morning for a chance to see your picture air live on Good Morning Las Vegas. A dare to climb one of California's most popular sites has landed 2 people in court. Learn more about a trespassing lawsuit. And there's a large gamble on the Mayweather-McGregor fight where one hustler dropped the big bucks. Welcome back. We're exactly 2 weeks away from the Floyd Mayweather-Conor McGregor fight, and some big bets are being placed on who will win. According to ESPN, an anonymous gambler at South Point Casino placed an $880,000 bet that Mayweather will win. At this point, this is the largest bet that anyone's placed on the fight. Now, if Mayweather wins, that high roller will earn $160,000. Both athletes have been training hard in the gym. Mayweather completed his workout at his gym near Spring Mountain in Valley View on Thursday, while McGregor held his workout yesterday at the UFC headquarters in the Southwest Valley.
I'm struggling to give him 2 rounds, and that's the God's honest truth. The only reason I'll maybe give him 2 rounds is because in this game, The referee stops me from pounding his head into the canvas.
Yeah, a lot of trash talk, and it just keeps on coming from both of these guys. It's all expected to go down in the ring at T-Mobile Arena on the 26th. Well, add a soccer team to the growing list of professional sports teams coming to Las Vegas. The as-yet-unnamed team will play at Cashman Field starting in 2018. The owners of the United Soccer League expansion franchise unveiled 6 possible names that fans can vote on until the end of the month. And you can cast your vote on the team's website. We have a link for you at ktnv.com. The Ford Bronco, made famous in the pursuit of O.J. Simpson, could soon be housed right here in Las Vegas. The guys from world-famous Gold and Silver Pawn Shop are looking at the SUV on Monday's episode of Pawn Stars. The Bronco's current owner was Simpson's agent at the time of that notorious chase. He got it after Simpson was arrested, and he's had it in storage for 2 decades. Starting bids for the vehicle, $500,000.
If it's a famous car with a famous event, it could go for crazy money.
Now, Harrison says the car is unique because it's one of the most infamous cars in history. He hasn't said if he's reached a deal on the Bronco. Pawn Stars fans will just have to wait for that decision on Monday. We'll take a look at this video of these daredevils who scaled the Golden Gate Bridge. The video of their feat from a few months back is now going viral. But now the thrill seekers are being hit with a lawsuit, and ABC's Marcy Gonzalez has more.
The 2 daredevils who climbed nearly 750 feet to the top of the Golden Gate Bridge undetected are in for a different kind of challenge, this time in court.
Guys, we've just made it to the top.
Thomas Rector and Peter Kerr, known online as Peter Tea Time, recording their dangerous escapade in April.
It's so beautiful up here.
The video with more than 140,000 views showing them dangling, somersaulting, and flipping high above traffic.
We didn't really know we were gonna climb it, but once we got there, we were like, yeah, we're gonna climb it.
The Golden Gate Bridge District now suing the pair, accusing them of trespassing, profiting off the video that was posted on YouTube, and senselessly putting the lives of themselves and others in serious jeopardy.
The last thing we want is 2 young individuals flying out here from Wisconsin, dangling off the bridge and putting motorists at risk.
They want to make sure that people are recognizing that they can't just go about doing this without consequences.
Rector tells ABC News he believes the lawsuit is giving them unwanted publicity, saying they are not in it for the money or fame. Their stunt raising serious security concerns after other breaches across the country. In 2014, 2 German artists say they were able to go unnoticed scaling the Brooklyn Bridge, swapping the American flags with these white flags. And that year, this teenager prosecuted after sneaking past guards, making it to the top of One World Trade Center.
A Texas company, Ocean Infinity, hopes to help continue the search for Malaysia Airlines Flight 370. The plane disappeared back in March of 2014 while headed to Beijing from Kuala Lumpur. The cause of the crash remains a mystery. The original search went on for years and cost about $150 million. More than 200 people were on the doomed flight. Ocean Infinity didn't reveal the terms of its proposal, but says it would only expect a fee if it does find that aircraft wreckage. The Mega Millions jackpot is now off the table, and a new multimillionaire has won. The ticket was purchased at a barbecue restaurant in Palos Heights, Illinois. It matched all 6 numbers drawn last night. The winner now has a ticket worth an estimated $393 million, $247 million if the cash buyout is chosen. Mega Millions says 3 tickets won the game's second prize. 1 was sold in Washington, while others were sold in California and Ohio. Happening now, summer weather isn't letting up across the country. In the south, heavy rains have flooded streets in Memphis, Tennessee. You can see the water nearly past the tires on cars there. And check this out in northern Colorado, mounds of hail that looked like snow. A neighborhood was buried. Forecasters say 2 feet of hail built up in just 10 to 15 minutes. Well, it made no difference to the kids. It was the perfect element to play outside, just like it was Christmas. And it's a different scene in western Montana, where a wildfire is sending smoke into a small town. It's almost 4 times the level health organizations consider to be hazardous, and now people are being forced to evacuate.
It was scary. It was so smoky. I would guess the smog in LA or someplace. I mean, it's usually crystal clear up here and beautiful skies, and you can see forever.
Local reports say fire managers are preparing for a new storm system to move through the area in the next couple days. The wind could already impact burning fires, and lightning could potentially start new blazes. A lot of weather happening across the U.S. Well, what can we expect here in the Valley, Carla?
Well, you know, Tom, today you could still feel some of that sticky air out there, but it's slowly going to make an exit. And what a clear picture we have here. The stickier air you can see to the east, 28% humidity, Boulder City, 20 Mesquite. Here we're sort of in that intersecting line, and then that drier air is going to be moving in from the west over the next several days. 13 First Alert Desert Doppler. This is where all the activity has stayed, where we have more of that moisture out there. But here closer to the valley, the closest storm, the Moapa Valley, nothing so far in the valley. Even Mount Charleston stayed pretty quiet this afternoon, again, because that drier air is out to the west. So there's Futurecast. You can see 7 to 9 o'clock, not tracking a thing even in the overnight hours. So those chances for rain really almost non-existent as we head into later on and into the morning hours. But here's what we're tracking. See the system out here in the Pacific Northwest? That's actually going to take a dive in our direction, mix things up a little bit, and throw a little bit of wind our way as it dries us out as well. So by tomorrow, could we see a stray thunderstorm maybe in southeastern portions of the valley? Not impossible, but highly unlikely. And then we'll continue to dry out as we head into Monday afternoon. Take a look at all this dry air taking over and the moisture continues to move out. And that pattern continues on Tuesday as that system that we're tracking moves into the area. So here are your winds for the next several days. Will be sort of between breezy and low end windy. This is the first day of school, 35-mile-per-hour gusts that afternoon, then coming down Tuesday as that system makes the exit, a 30-mile-per-hour gust on that day. And then by Wednesday, it'll be to our east and we won't be dealing with any more wind. And slowly temperatures will start to climb once again because the system is actually going to bring a little bit of a cool down. 102 degrees at McCarran, 99 in Henderson, Boulder City coming in at 95 degrees, Mesquite 104. Overnight, pretty typical temperatures, 84 degrees overnight, 82 in Boulder City, 81 Overton, and Beatty coming in at 67 for tomorrow. Still quite warm, a drying trend out there. For the most part, we're really going to see dry conditions. Boulder City 106, Overton at 107. But again, note there on the bottom, the wind speeds by lunchtime will already be in the breezy category. This, of course, this is for central portions of the valley. The wind speeds at 4 o'clock, west-southwest at 14 miles per hour. So that is, I think, when parts of the valley could see gusts around 30 miles per hour, particularly if you're in the south or southwest. And then by the 8 o'clock hour, 98 degrees. And of course, the theme, a lot of sunshine for tomorrow. And that will continue to be the theme along with the drying trend. There's your windy day. Again, that's low-grade windy. Breezy by Tuesday, 98 degrees for the high. So there's your cool down. By Wednesday, we're still going to be at 100. So much of this 7-day planner is below average for this time of year. And hey, anytime you look at a 7-day planner at this time of year and you see something in the 90s, it's good. We'll take it.
Hey, we'll take it. It's better than the 118, and especially when it rains, that humidity is just it's rough. So
yeah, you mix those two, and it is pretty rough. But we're gonna dry out and get a little bit cooler, so we get the best of both worlds.
So good back to school.
Yes.
That's the good news there. All right. Well, earning extra money is always a treat, but what if you could cash in without putting in the work? Sounds good, right? Well, we'll tell you about a new app that'll draw your attention. Welcome back. Well, everyone likes a little extra cash in their pocket, but a yard sale is just too much work. So where do you go when you're looking to sell some of your stuff? Tonight, 13 Action News anchor Trisha Keene shows you a new and free app you might want to try.
Introducing Ad Yo-Yo. Ad Yo-Yo is an online marketplace.
This new app makes buying and selling simple. Just ask local user Grant Swenson.
It's super easy.
He just bought a bucket of golf balls using the new app. Plus, he's looking to make some money.
I'm currently selling my kitchen table and chairs.
But Ad Yo-Yo includes some cool features Grant really likes. First, you don't just post a picture of what you're selling. On Ad Yo-Yo, you post video.
Took a quick little video, showed the table, the chairs, and click a little button and up it went. That was it.
So whether you're buying or selling, you get a chance to really see or show off your item.
Ad Yo-Yo has everything. We found free stuff like this nightlight, items for $10 to $20 like these ski boots, even cars plus services like tile and carpet cleaning.
Then there's the security aspect.
We have an in-app chat function where you can chat directly within the app without having to give out a phone number, until you're actually ready to perhaps meet that person.
Christopher Kelly is CEO of the locally based app. He says they're approaching close to 15,000 users, with the majority right here in Las Vegas. And they want to make your buying and selling even easier.
We're working on an in-app escrow system where payments can be made through the app so that you don't have to show up with cash.
Grant says he likes the app already, but says paying through the app is even better.
It makes you feel a little bit safer that way. You never know what you're going to get out there.
For Contact 13, I'm Trisha Keene.
Well, you may get a laugh out of it, as these officers did too. This group may have a future in professional swimming after their dip in the pool. We'll tell you more when we come back. Stay with us. They call themselves the Holy Rollers and have become local celebrities in Corpus Christi. Nuns Sister Mary Elizabeth Albers and Sister Carita Sparks say they started rollerblading for fun. Now they make it a weekly activity that's brought them even closer together. They wear their full habit and attire and have even been noticed by some pro rollerbladers. The sisters say people often think of being nuns as serious or unhappy, but they beg to differ. And you might have seen this video making the rounds on social media. A group of police officers scored a perfect 10 for their technique. Check. Off their moves. With a synchronized swimming routine in full uniform, it's all to promote a free family block party at the end of the month. That video has been viewed over 1 million times on Facebook. Maybe we'll have a show on the Strip coming up soon.
That is amazing. I would go to that show. And here's another show that's not looking too bad. Temperatures coming down, the wind coming up a little bit. More than anything, it's just going to be a nuisance wind. 30-mile-per-hour gusts on Sunday, coming up a little bit on Monday, and then Tuesday. Breezy winds and a high of 98 degrees. Not too bad.
And here's a look at what's coming up in tonight's primetime lineup right here on ABC at 8. America's Funniest Home Videos at 9. $100,000 Pyramid at 10, 2020. Then at 11, 13 Action News at 11. That's all for now. Stay with us. World News is up next, and we're always on at ktnv.com. See you guys later.